Okay, so it's been now 2 months since the reality war has aired on our screens, and season 2 came to an end for the Disney era of Doctor Who, and ever since we've been questioning ourselves on whether or not this was all meant to happen. The general consensus online is no, this was not meant to happen. Ncuti Gatwa was meant to stay on for many more years, but due to Disney not making a decision earlier on whether or not they'd commission more Doctor Who, he decided to part ways early. Right? What if I was to propose another theory here, that maybe Ncuti actually was supposed to leave at this point and maybe will be coming back in the future? I just want to do a quick disclaimer before this video that I'm a bit thick sometimes, so I'm going to read you a Reddit article which I found from early 2022, and I'm going to read it to you now, and if there's some bits in there that I've missed that completely devalue this, then feel free to tell me in the comments and we can all laugh at myself for being stupid. I'm going to give you the full picture, okay? Right now, I'm currently rewriting the finale for season 1, The Legend of Ruby Sunday, as a singular part finale, and I'm going to try my best to make it satisfying for the audience, where there's no pointing at street signs, and Ruby and her mum are actually important people that mean something, rather than she's just an ordinary woman, but she somehow went undetected for all these years, and oh, Ruby can make it snow, by the way. None of that. And I thought, you know, there are some scenes in my drafts that are very similar to the actual episode of The Legend of Ruby Sunday, so I thought I'd get the script up. The scripts are all public online. Russell releases them pretty much every year. So I went online to find the script for The Legend of Ruby Sunday. On doing this, I also stumbled across the Wild Blue Yonder script, because there's a bit in my story that is relevant to Wild Blue Yonder. Read it when it comes out, it's brilliant. Anyway, I opened the Wild Blue Yonder script, and the title page doesn't say Doctor Who, but instead says The Bridge, right? It's labelled as The Bridge for some reason. It's not labelled as Doctor Who. I think this might be a code word. If you guys know what it means, then let me know. And I was very curious. I was like, you know, was it like when Doctor Who was getting revived in 2004, and they called it Torchwood as like the code word? Was it like that? Is that a thing that's going on? Well, I don't know. So what I decided to do was Google it. I googled Doctor Who, The Bridge. And then this Reddit article came up, right? The Bridge specials plus season 1 onwards, Doctor Who 2023 onwards. And it just says 3 years ago on here, so this was made in early 2022, which was before the 60th started filming and way before it aired. I don't even remember if there was news about Disney at this point. Okay, no, I've just read it. Yeah, Disney was confirmed at this point pretty much. The article reads, "Hello everyone, I have a lot of information to share about the upcoming Disney Plus/Bad Wolf era of Doctor Who, starring David Tennant as the 14th Doctor, Ncuti Gatwa as the 15th Doctor, and an unconfirmed performer as the 16th Doctor." First of all, you might notice that I refer to season 1 in the title of this post. That is because Disney Plus and Bad Wolf have decided to completely rebrand the show in a similar way to 2005, which is true. This was not confirmed at this point, to my knowledge. Again, prove me wrong in the comments, but this person is spitting facts. This is absolutely what happened. There's a new numbering for each season. It will consist of 8 episodes of about 60 minutes length, and there will be a holiday special every year too. So this is sort of right. There are 8 episodes, but they are still around the 45-minute mark. Some do go a bit higher. For example, the Reality War was an hour 10. Empire of Death was an hour, but those are finales and they're typically longer anyway, so this is a bit iffy. The 8 episode thing is correct, but like I say, the length of episodes isn't, they aren't an hour, are they? This is the bit where they start to get things right, like properly right. The 3 specials feature the 14th Doctor as portrayed by the majestic David Tennant, and Donna Noble as played by the hysterical Catherine Tate. They face off against an old adversary played by Neil Patrick Harris, known as the Toymaker. Throughout these 3 specials, the first will feature the character Beep the Meep, who is sure to become a fan favourite, who will be voiced by BAFTA-winning actress Miriam Margolyes. And again, it says the second special. It was the 3rd special, but you know, they're still on the right track. The 3rd special will also feature Bonnie Langford as Melanie Bush, a classic companion who will reprise her role in the last 2 specials as a reminder of the Doctor's past. This 2nd special will feature the reveal of the Toymaker, with Neil Patrick Harris malevolently displaying his glee as he returns to Earth in a world of chaos. The final special shall be broadcasted on Friday, 24th of November. It was actually the week after that, it was the early December. The 3rd special will prominently feature Ncuti Gatwa's iteration of the Time Lord as the 14th Doctor enters the realm of the Toymaker and aces their past and prospective future. The episode shall also feature appearances from Billie Piper as Rose Tyler, Gemma Redgrave as Kate Stewart, Ingrid Oliver as Osgood, Freema Agyeman as Martha Jones, and Matt Smith as the 11th Doctor. Some of these are right. We saw Kate, we saw Mel, we saw that was it. At the conclusion of the special, David Tennant will say goodbye to Donna, with her once more forgetting her memories of the Doctor, and will feature a tear-jerking scene featuring Wilfred Mott as played by Bernard Cribbins. Whilst the specials are fan-pleasing and wildly entertaining, the key themes are those of nostalgia and letting go of the past. So, there are things in here that are wrong. I'm not going to sit here and say this guy got absolutely everything right, because a lot of things in here are wrong. We didn't see the 11th Doctor, we didn't see Osgood, we didn't see Rose Tyler, you know, there wasn't a Shadow Proclamation thing, Donna didn't forget the Doctor in the end, but they got a lot of things right. Now, there is a lot that goes on talking about Ncuti's era. It does get a few things right, like it says that his first episode will be a holiday special, as they call it, Christmas special, but you know, a lot of this is wrong. They say that there's stuff talking about the wars in Ireland, that'll be an episode. They do say some things that seem quite right, like there's an episode about cancel culture, which will feature an agnostic known as the Hammers, so that's not right, but you know, there is an episode sort of about that social media life in Dot and Bubble. But yeah, it does say there's an Irish episode of Brendan O'Carroll, which thank God didn't happen. And it does say that there is an episode that will feature the Doctor's sexuality, which is in Rogue, but there are a load of details in here that are wrong. I am not defending this. Like, they say that Rob Brydon and Brendan O'Carroll and Lee Mack are supposed to be in an episode. That didn't happen. Kevin James is supposed to be in one of the episodes. That didn't happen either. So a lot of it's wrong. A lot of it is wrong. But the bit that interests me most, this feels like a lot of waffle, but the bit that interests me the most was a comment that was left on this post. The comment says, you know, I always sort of zone out once someone mentions the 16th Doctor. There's such a small possibility they wouldn't contract Ncuti for at least 2 seasons, most typically the 3. So this person here is saying basically, why would they get Ncuti for only 2 seasons? They'd get him for 3. This is interesting. The response for this says, if you read on, and I've read on, and it doesn't actually specifically say why, you will see that there is a plot point for why he regenerates in season 2. For the record though, he has only been contracted for season 1, blah blah blah, whatever. So I read this and I was really confused. There were mentions in the original sentences up on here saying that, you know, this era of Doctor Who will feature a 14th, 15th and 16th Doctor, which has happened technically if you count Billie Piper as the 16th, which I'm not sure she is, but for this sake, let's say she is. So if they've got that right, if they've said that the 14th and 15th and 16th Doctor will feature in this era, and that has happened, and they're also saying that there is a valid reason, a major plot point as to why he's regenerated in season 2, and you then get Ncuti on Doctor Who Unleashed saying it was always the plan to do 2 seasons. What does this mean? Now, I will admit, I can see the comments coming already. This is a load of waffle. I've probably missed a paragraph where they explain their reasons that aren't true. Bloody. But this, forgetting this article, this has made my brain rack. From this comment alone, my brain has been racking. Ncuti Gatwa left Doctor Who, presumably to what we can guess being that he wants to take on more roles in Hollywood and in the industry, and he can't be the Doctor forever. And because the show's not been revived for a 3rd series so far, so yet, or whatever the phrase is, he's gone. He left. He's out of here. Gone. Duddle-dun, gone. But from what we've seen and from what I'm aware, Ncuti hasn't actually got any more roles since leaving Doctor Who so far, besides the play he's in. And that play finishes relatively soon. Like, not soon, but not long enough to where I think, like, you know, he's not contracted to do years on this show. Like, he finishes within the year, I'm pretty sure. So what if they've got Billie Piper in to do this special, which is relevant? Like you say, there's a major plot point for why he regenerates in season 2. Now, I'm not saying this because obviously Billie Piper was casted in last minute. We know that, or was she? I mean, Russell says a lot of things. But, you know, from what we gathered, she was dragged in last minute. Fine. But what if the plan was for Ncuti to do 2 seasons and then have a year of specials or a singular special with the 16th Doctor, who turns out to not be the 16th Doctor, and then somehow turns back into Ncuti? I've seen a lot of this online, that maybe he's coming back, maybe at the end of the Piper specials, she goes back into Ncuti's body, which, by the way, please make that happen. I'd be so happy. I hate having to get used to a whole new bunch of characters on a hard reset. Like, I really struggle with it, and I was a real big fan of the whole unit, Ncuti, Millie, Varada, the lot of them. I love them, and I miss them already, and it's only been 2 months. This would also help with the Susan plot arc, maybe the Poppy plot arc, maybe, I don't know. Look, at the end of the day, is this true, and is this possibly gonna happen? No. I think Ncuti Gatwa is done with Doctor Who. He might come back for the CBeebies series to voice a few episodes, or he'll do Big Finish, or he might come back for the 70th or 80th specials or something along those lines. Who knows? Will he come back to the main show? I don't know, but seeing this comment last night really did mess with my head, and I'd love to hear what you think. about this too. Anyway, for now, I've been Sam. Thank you so much for watching. Please do leave a like and subscribe. It would mean the absolute world. My Legend of Ruby Sunday script will be out for you to read very, very shortly if you are interested. And I'm writing a full series of Doctor Who, which I'm hoping to air this autumn, winter time. If not, it'd be next year, springtime. 8 episodes, full series arc, full new character. I said I hate hard resets. This is a hard reset, but what can I do? I'm left with nobody at the minute, you know? What can I do? Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon. Goodbye.